In 1999, retiree Paul Edgecomb cries while watching the film Top Hat. He explains to his companion Elaine that it reminds him of events he witnessed as an officer at Cold Mountain Penitentiary death row, the Green Mile. In 1935, Paul supervises corrections officers Brutus, Brutal, Howell, Dean Stanton, Harry Terwilliger, and Percy Wetmore. The sadistic Percy flaunts his family connection to the state governor to avoid punishment. He breaks prisoner Eduard, Delacroix fingers and kills his pet mouse, Mr. Jingles. Prisoner John Coffey is a physically imposing but gentle black man sentenced to death for the rape and murder of 2 white girls. Arlen Bitterbuck is the first Native American to be executed in the electric chair, and psychotic inmate William, Wild Bill, Wharton frequently assaults the officers and racially abuses John, earning him spells in the padded cell. John heals Paul's severe bladder infection by touching him, and resurrects Mr. Jingles. Paul comes to doubt that someone with the power to perform miracles is guilty of the crime. Percy's wish to officiate an execution is granted on condition he immediately thereafter transfer from the penitentiary to a job at an insane asylum. At Dell's execution, Percy deliberately avoids soaking the sponge used to conduct electricity to Dell's head, leading to Dell's gruesome and agonizing death. John also feels Dell's pain. The other officers punish Percy by forcing him into a straitjacket for a night in the padded cell. Meanwhile, they drug Wharton and smuggle John out to heal Wharton Moore's wife Melinda of a terminal brain tumor. John transfers Melinda's affliction into Percy's brain, and Percy shoots Wharton dead. John reveals in a vision to Paul that Wharton was the true culprit of the crimes for which he was wrongfully condemned. Percy, in a catatonic state, is committed to the insane asylum where he had planned to work. Paul is distraught at the thought of executing John and offers to let him go free. Equally distraught, John nevertheless says execution would be a mercy as the world is cruel, and he is in constant pain from the suffering people inflict upon each other. John's last request is to watch a movie, having never seen one before. He, Paul, and the other officers watch Top Hat. As John is taken to be executed, he asks not to have the hood as he is afraid of the dark. The officers hold back tears as John is executed on Paul's order. Back in the present day, Paul tells Elaine that John's execution was the last that he and Brutal witnessed. They both left the prison and took jobs in the juvenile system. He shows Elaine that Mr. Jingles is still alive, and reveals that he himself is now 108 years old. He was 44 when John was executed. While Elaine sees Paul's long life as a miracle, Paul speculates that outliving all of his loved ones is punishment for John's execution. After Elaine's funeral, Paul muses on how much longer he has to live, saying, "We each owe a death. There are no exceptions. But, oh God, sometimes the Green Mile seems so long."